Ah! Oh, it's buggered everything up. Stupid computer restarted. Come on. I'm going to have to remove it and re-add it, I think. Bear with me a second while I fix my screen share. Yeah, it is. It's just not sharing. Ooh. Ah, pain in the bum. Bear me a second, guys, while I just fix this. Yes, that's what I want to add. All right. Let's get it in. I think it's going to have to be a bit bigger. I must have had it bigger. I'll leave that up. Right, we're finally there. Oh, we can see. We can see. Yo! We definitely need to change up. We are not 4 for 4. I have already taken a trade, but I didn't do it live. I did it at the beginning. I'm sure you can. We can have a look at what it was. Pretty straightforward. Below the 4 hour, below the Q. The daily's just inside of here. I've just removed it to clear it up. But we're closing below the hour, below the 4, and this golden candle here was nice, especially with the 5-minute stepping down as well. So that was my trade down. And then left a runner for Asia. Well, obviously we've come a bit further. Come down to the next level. Hit that new 4 hour. So 10 a.m.'s opened. Looking like we probably will push back up. I don't mind this. This is not a bad little retracement back to the 50. Look at that. 20 points. 10 points here. Ooh. But our dots are not aligned. What are you laughing at?
Well, just glad to hear you say it, that was all.
Yeah. It's good confluence, obviously. It's definitely, so you can see here on the golden candle, all dots were aligned on the golden candle when I took the trade. And the 5 was coming down nicely. So lots of confluences for that trade for me. Especially being below all the levels. That's a big one. We had this volume kicking in off of the Q. So that was interesting. Let's just have a look. cardinal sin. So the gap is still further down. Not sure we'll fill that. That might be it. And then we probably might return back to the open. But 2600. We've got a gap fill. We'll see. The Q. Q filled its gap straight away when it opened. Straight down, filled the gap. Just a lot further down these ones. So nothing really on the Q. It's looking a bit more bullish. If we can break up, I quite like us returning back to like these sort of area. But let's get back to it. It's been a patient day, but a good day when volume's aligned, right? I think that's been the key for today. If we check out like some of the trades today, it's its own indicator for the dots. It's in the Discord. Go on WAP and you can claim it. So let's have a look. So we were chopping around a bit, right? So we had this nice push up. Q opened, filled its gap, right? Q opened, filled the gap, which was also the previous 4 hour. So this was a really nice confluence trade to take to that area, which was about 2 to 3 R. We then had no volume. No volume. Price just meandered in between previous 4 and the Q. And then we start breaking out when we got above the Q with volume. And you can see nearly every candle has volume on here until we get this nice increase. And then bang. We blow off. Bearish volume starts kicking in. Right, so we can see at the top, look, bullish, bullish, bullish. Bearish volume starts kicking in. We then reverse, come back to the Q, and obviously a bit of consolidation under the 50, and we just get pushed. We get a new hour, retest of the hour and the Q, retest the hour of the Q. This is looking really nice and bearish, just getting pushed down. Close below the 4 hour as well, and then obviously you can see everything aligning. Bang, we get that nice push. %. Absolutely going to release the NinjaTrader version. However, when we release the NinjaTrader version, it's going to include trading functions. So not only is it the indicator, but they will have trade buttons to help you automate the trade itself. So it's still manual in that you've got to click the button, but then your targets, how it enters, will all be automatically done for you. Absolutely, I'm very excited for that version. There's no ETA because we've still been working on the final version, so we haven't wanted to go and explore that until we were happy with kind of everything that we had, which still now feels like, and the feedback of the bubbles at the bottom, the circles at the bottom, is better visually and easier than having the table. So we feel like we're pretty much there now. where we can confidently sort of, apart from a few little tweaks, we can leave the indicator, the system's complete, golden candles done, other than some usability improvements, but yeah. So we've come above, we're getting bearish volume on this golden candle. We've got 5-minute bearish volume as well. Our dots aren't aligning. We ended up with a bit of bullish volume on that one as well. So it's a nice rounding trade. So, you know, these are ones where if you're going to take it, you're not necessarily always thinking this is going to go forever. You're just looking for your potential scalp, just in case this is a double bottom. And we're going to get some more of a retracement. Let's look at the retracement leg. Okay, so we've got like a low volume node here. And higher up as well. So back up here as well. So 2 potential retracement areas. Obviously this one lines up with our hourly, our Q. I would like, if we can retrace up here, depending on the time, I would like to look for a continued short. And it all depends on the time of the trade, that one. Yeah, I'm excited for the Ninja Trader version as well. Come on, T, get your book out and start learning how to trade Ninja Trader. Get coding. What's it coded in? It's in... Oh, what is it? I know this. It's popular. C, that's it. I still won't want to start it yet anyway. Probably not till the new year. Because we just want to settle, make sure that everybody's happy. And also the Ninja Trader one, I'd be interested at that point, then the volume can actually be connected to level 2. So where obviously I'm using TradingView volume, which is estimated volume, we could then actually link into real volume, where obviously the volume bubbles would be based on executed trades, which would be interesting, but it is a change to the system. Even though these, you know, the volume is TradingView volume, it still works, right? You can see it still works. When the bearish volume and the bullish volume starts kicking in, right? We can see bullish volume now clustering, right? Where we've had this move down with bearish volume, we've now seen clustering of bullish volume, right? Let's check gold. Gold's been a funny one. I think it's just we're waiting for the finish of the month. So I think gold's might just hang around for a bit before we see what happens. But we have got 3 dots aligned on gold and a buy signal. We're above the Q. It's just gone red though. 5 minute is not quite above. See, when we're under like this, This is more of a corrective phase, potentially, of this breakdown. As we're here, we're moving down, so you can see that signal plays out nicely, and even these, we get a nice clean run up, right? So nice clean run up, nice clean run up. This isn't quite what we're looking for. It has come above the zero line. You can still see there's quite a chunk of volume for it to move, but might just be a little bit more messy. And the 5 minutes had bearish volume on the golden candle, bearish volume there, so high probability still of hitting target because all the things are aligned, and we've got bullish volume now again aligned. Let's see if it hits. You do not need to have the 1 minute and the 5 minute, correct? That is just a personal choice. So like T doesn't use it.
Nope.
Um,
Simple things for a simple man.
you said it.
I did.
So yeah, I mean, obviously you can, like, you could just be taking this, right? And then we're taking the noise out of it, and it's like, we're bullish, we're bullish, we're bullish. We're above the Q. We're trending up. We've got this golden candle. Still got bullish volume. Target-wise, we've had a breakdown of structure, so first leg could have a second leg coming up a little bit higher, so the target is still in line. So yeah, I don't think there's, you know, if we play it like that, then you could have taken it. For me, there is still a level of analysis that I like to have. Don't get me wrong, even when these things align, probabilities are still 70-80% of it playing out, so it's still in your favor. But this is why we have the educational side as well, right? Because
Red on Nasdaq.
yeah,
So
Nas-
signal.
right. So this is what I was waiting for more on Nas, is going back bearish again. That is what I wanted. Well, it's just the size of the volume. It'll come back now. Just waiting for... $59. All right. So again, we'd be looking at taking the trade through, not entering now, right? So we're looking like we're coming back to the 4. Still got bearish volume. If we come up any higher and break through, then trade off, right? So trade off. Could still come back down because we've still got bearish volume. But look at the close. Close is still at the top of the candle. That's why we like stop orders. Yeah, we've got quite a large gap between, this is the previous hour right here and the next hour. So we've had quite a large move down. So it is fairly common to have a retracement back up the previous hour. So just marking out some of the potential areas we could retrace to, right? Well, there's a previous 4 hour and here's a previous low as well, which is here, which was also a previous area of point of control. So possible areas where price could trace to if we're going to go bullish. We've got 5 more minutes for initial balance. Initial balance didn't play out yesterday for anybody who was trading it. So with initial balance, you take the first high of 930 to the low. Let me just clean this up. Right. So 930. Right. To the low, and then this is 50%, right? So we've got 5 minutes. So potentially if we close above, right, the 50%, and I'm using the close from the candle before, just to get the exact, right, there's your 930 high and low and 50%, right? I'll just leave 50% on. So if we close above that, statistics are we could go and take the high. We close below, statistics are we're more inclined to take the low. Not something that I trade on its own. Most of the people in the chat purchased these indicators. So pretty much everybody who's in the chat now has purchased the indicators. Everyone above. Got 3 more minutes. Now, Aaron.
Concerned?
I know. Make sure he's okay. Has he been in the? Has he been in the chat?
No, I'm not going to room today. It's not working.
Hopefully, he's just busy. So slow. So literally, we're in just an area of chop at the moment, right? Or an area of consolidation. So there's the breakdown from gold. Bearish, bearish. We're still above the 4 and the Q at the moment, even though we're getting bearish volume. Bless you.
Thanks, mate.
So bearish volume on this one. I like this trade. Just need to see us come all the way below the 4 hour. Not sure now because this would have been the candle I'd want to enter on. This close here. Which I'd have been looking for my target around here, this previous hour low. Yay, yay, yay.
What is this?
What?
What is this?
We can still get it with this one. Previous hour low. Target's in. Why are you being so mean? So we'll be looking at around 22. I'd rather we had a little bit of a retracement and a continuation to give us another trade, but you can see here's where we rejected last time. Bounced. So if we're going to go bearish, we'd expect to go, like, if we fail to come up, and then this is the continuation, right, of this failed, then we'd expect potentially to come down lower. Alternatively, then we will see it's a deeper correction here. So if you look, we correct, failed to take the high, come down low, and this is more of a correction for later. Now my bias is bullish on gold long term, so I'm expecting for us that we break. So this was where I was looking at us breaking out and returning to the the weekly. So you can see here we broke out, retested, and now we're going bullish again. But this is on the higher time frame, so it can take a while to play out. And also, it's the last day of the month. But this is my target for gold now. Next week, if we don't hit it today, I'll be looking at going long, looking for that trade on gold. And I think it probably will be coming next week. Okay, so we've gone bullish. Golden dots, green dots, bullish volume. My only concern is the bearish volume beforehand, but we are expecting a bit of a retracement, and we have closed below the 50% level, so we do expect to come and take this low. But there's plenty of room for this trade to move, so there's no harm in this one really. TP will be around inside the golden pocket, sort of 145s area.
The golden pocket.
The golden pocket, yeah. Golden pocket, golden zone.
Golden pocket.
Yeah. It's where all the money is.
No, it's not a golden pocket. Golden pocket. You just make this up as you like.
Volume's going to increase. You see, we haven't seen an increase of volume. This would be the expansion. So like 140, 145. So 10 points is 141. Could just come retest the 4 because we've braked, but 112. Stop. So like this is where I kind of think we could come to. No. No. Someone asked me if we still need it. There's my... This is what I use. Right? So obviously I'm doing it without just showing where we're at. Now, obviously, you know, I like to see the 5 minute come up a little bit higher. Right? However, dots are aligned. We're above the fit. We're above here. There's plenty of room for the retracement. There's good probability of hitting TP, which we're about to do. So we're trading off of that. So TP, when we get this close where we're on, I just take risk off. So my stop will go break even now. Because we got that close. Well, it's hit the first target. I am 41 on the dot. So there we go. There's my first target. And then I'm running the rest up here, sort of 51. The daily is just there as well. I haven't got my daily on at the moment because of the size of today's. I'll put it on because it is important, and actually it lines up perfectly with what we were saying. We're almost there. We just hit the top at 58. And mine's at 51.75, so probably be a bit lower. Let's add it on. So I'll turn my daily back on. So you can see our daily levels here. Nice little increase in volume. And 5 minutes getting volume on. Now we're getting 5 minute volume as well. So probably could come a little higher, but that's enough. Right, mate. Happy Halloween. Hope the kids have a nice evening.
Cheers, bro. Speak to you in a bit.
Yeah, I'll be getting off earlier as well, just to take them out.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
See you later, buddy. Yeah, so I still like this, right? If I am waiting for what I think is like a better lineup, then this is what I want to see. See, like this nice trend where the moving average is clean. We've come up clean. We're coming down clean. We're not trapped in the middle. When we're trapped in the middle like this is often where we see chop, but we've had that nice expansion. And then we've come down like it's clean, right? So it might be a 5 minute range in terms of potentially where we're, but it's a big enough range for us to trade in. So I like this to be able to see, you know, where I'm coming up against or what I'm trading against. But that doesn't mean you have to have it. So my narrative in the way that I look at the RSIs and the volume is built into the dots. Is built in, right? So that is giving you that narrative already of what I'm kind of looking at with price action as well. So this is your price action. So this is, I think we just missed target. Did we get to, yeah, 51.75 I think I was at. Hang on. Yeah, just missed it. Let me just get rid of these. Yeah, so the rules that I've built in for it are kind of what I look for. So it's just doing that for you. There we go. So there's TP. Just been following the same sort of stuff today. So here's today's sort of trades. This is the one obviously on live, right? So I had a trade overnight that I was doing, and that was only a small micro though, but obviously trade played out. So I've had a good amount of trades today, just taking base hits. Haven't lost yet today, so that's, but in terms of on the lives or New York, that's the second win. Are you on MNQ? Volume's different on MNQ to NQ. No, it's still there. We'll go through the settings. Let's do that now. We've got some time. Okay, so first thing, I don't have any filters on golden candle, okay? Yeah, I'm not using chop filter, yeah. Not using chop filter. You just need to be a little bit more careful when you're seeing a trend reverse and you don't have chop filter on, but yeah. So I am expecting that we reverse back to the 4 hour. However, we've got 15 minutes until we get a new hour. If we open up higher, then not as clean in the trend. But you can, basically it's the same thing here, right? So look, we get this hour and we close significantly higher, right? Now what that means is we can go bearish, but the probability plays out a lot that we will then return back bullish, right? Because actually the trend is bullish. We're just having a retracement. And very often or not, it's that previous hour, previous 4 hour that is the area where price rejects. So we can see, look. And if you've been trading with me for a while, how many times have I gone through this 4 hour to 4 hour, previous hour to previous hour, bounce off previous hour up? What I have got better at is figuring out when that happens. So when that's likely to happen. We can see it play out quite a few. So here, look, we're a bit close on this one, but same thing. We close above, come higher, close above, come higher. Now this is the reversal. So once we get up here, we're still expecting price to come back. It's just it comes a little bit further down and then reverts, right? And then the hour closes lower. So that's just giving us, like, potentially this is starting to reverse now, right? And then we come up, revert back to the 4 hour, revert back. We just start a bit of ping pong, really. But here, look, we close below. So that's why I was also like this short, was we came up, bear came closed under the previous hour, and then bang. So yes, a part of me is expecting what we've been looking at here, this pattern here. I'm expecting potentially for that to happen. And it's a candlestick. So like what? It's just a higher time frame candlestick. Like I can show you like what that looks like. Let's turn off all the indicators. Let's turn off everything. Hide all. Right. I'll explain the narrative. Okay. This is a normal candle. They're no longer Heikin-Ashi. Okay. Here's the open of that candle. Oh no, as soon as I start drawing, I'll have to not draw. Okay, so here is the open, right? This next candle opens where? Higher, right? So we're opening higher. So we retrace down where? All the way back down that candle, and then what? Flip and go bullish. So again, this one opens higher. What do? Retrace back down, flip and go bullish. This one opens, even though this is bearish, we're still expecting what? That potentially, because this is the last time we went lower, retracement come higher. So now we open up here, big bearish candle, right? So at this point, potentially that's a time where we might reverse, but we're still expecting that we could still come back. We open higher, come back. We open higher, come back. We open higher, come back. Open higher. And then here, we come back up, but now we close a little bit lower, so a bit more of a bearish retracement, and then we start that pattern again, right? So it doesn't always happen, because obviously there's times where you end up in like this, but we'll try and follow the narrative of it. Here's the lowest point, still bullish, right? Still bullish. Now we're bearish, because we've closed lower than the last open, so we're expecting this to go bearish. Okay, still bearish because that was the last highest open. Close bearish, right? Still bearish, still bearish, still bearish. Okay, now this closes higher. So it's my theory of candlesticks, basically, as that's the narrative. But you're looking at it on a higher time frame. Right, and that's what that represents. That's a 4-hour candle, and that's an hour candle. So we can see. Think of it in that same way. We're looking at those candles that I've just gone through, right? So let's have a look at those candles. Like here, okay. So take the first hour. It can always be a bit funky, right? So difficult to say because it's such a wide open. Okay, we open higher, so we're expecting what to go bullish. We open higher, so we're expecting what to go bullish. We open higher, so we're still expecting that this could go bullish and return at this point here. We then open lower, giving us more of, okay, we're actually now more bearish. So we go bearish. We then flip back bullish though. We open higher, expecting us to go up. Start sort of consolidating. So no real gauge. Sorry, no real gauge. So here is the last high. So until we have an hourly open above here, we're still bearish because this was the last high, right? If you look at it, that was the last highest point. This opens lower, still the last high. So even though this opens a little bit higher, we're expecting a bit of messing around. Because this is the last high, this is our bearish. And this is a new, not a new system, but it's a new trend strategy that I will be publishing in the new year. So you won't even need to figure it out. I'll have all the logic built for you. All right, let's see whether we're going to start that retracement back. Looks more like a continuation. Do you know what? I don't think I've had a single subscriber from a live. How about if you're new and you're watching on YouTube, give us a subscribe just so I can see whether the whether it pops up or not. I don't know if you have, but nothing popped up, so I'm assuming no one. So even though we're correcting down, and obviously, like I said, my narrative is that we probably will come back, we've still got all this bullish volume. See how clean this is? Really nice trend up with bullish volume, and even this golden candle right now. So difficult really to, even though my narrative is back down to here. It worked! Yes! I can't read it. It's too small. I'll have to make it bigger. Nice. Thank you very much. Right, I'll have to fix that. Now I can see it was too small. Appreciate that. Thank you, buddy. I need to make it bigger. Well, there we go. Cheers, Alan. I think I need to make the text different, don't I? I think it needs to be white. Oh, God. How do I do that? I think I've got it. Actually, I can make it yellow. Boom. I think I've done it. Anyway, so see we're still bullish. So I think we'll still, nothing yet coming in really heavy from the bearish side yet. And we've got 8 minutes or 7 minutes until we get a new hour. Also, we did close below the 50% at half past. So there's the half past candle. So statistically, anyone who's trading initial balance will be expecting this low to go. Nice one, James. Did you trade? Did you trade it all? Have you traded it all week? What was it on gold? Or were you trading multiple pairs? So if we get a golden candle, might get bullish volume. Yeah, pretty much every day. Nice. Quick look at gold. Yeah, I like the potential breakout. Like I said, my narrative on gold is bullish. If you didn't see that analysis yesterday, I can do another higher time frame analysis just so you can see how I came about the perspective of us going back to the weekly. Happy to run through that. Just stick it in the comments. Let me know if you want me to do a higher time frame analysis on how we look at it using the same system, just on the higher time frame. So if you remember when I marked out volume, so we took the high and we took the move down, right? Click your little menace. We had a low volume node up here where the move started from and inside of here. So I was wondering whether we would just come back up to the New York Open. Still not seeing enough bearish volume kick in. Session level markups. Which ones? The highs and lows? The white ones? I think you should have it, James. It's called important levels. So important levels here. So obviously I don't have invalidated. You can also alert when you get one. So if you do trade like reversals, you can get them on. You've got previous day high, previous day low, previous day high and low, previous hour high and low. Asia, London, New York, and then these are 4 hours. You can customize these anyway to change them to be, I think, what you want. But yeah, that's what's pre-built in. First sign of bearish volume. It is very clean. Like if we look at this correction, it is very clean. Like it's... I don't know if that means anything, but it's just very clean. So let's have a look at NQ on the higher time frame. Let's just see what sort of volume we're getting. So I'm just going to clear up some of the alpha zones, and we need to be using higher time frames. Let's look at the 6 month. Take the weekly off. Okay, there's our 6 month. Actually, we need the 3 month on. I'll just put the 3 month on. Because we're in the last quarter. It's just started. So we can see there's our quarterly zone, which was a lovely area. You can see where we're holding when we corrected. So we're about to get another one, right? Now, this is my higher time frame take. Possibly, we get a new quarter. The quarter opens. We possibly could go up, come down, break below the quarter, retest, and then maybe a return back. In the same way that we've looked at that pattern today. And then potentially here could be another great entry with for NQ. Alternatively, we'll hold above it and then hold that level. But we will see. So on gold, this is what I was looking at, right? You can see we came back. So we've come all the way up, come all the way back, retested the quarter. And then we've started to break out with volume. So it was just, we might have a little retest, right? But that's why I'm expecting us to come back to the weekly and then potentially the other weekly. We have a look at it on the daily. Looks more clear on the daily, right? Bullish volume. And then we haven't got bullish volume yet building up on the daily, but you would expect that breakout to be with bullish volume. It's a pretty straight, pretty clean, right? We come up, there is our base, which is our 3 month. We return to it, and then we're breaking out. So pretty clean. Oh. Like CL. CL's been bearish, just stuck below. Three month and 6 month. And Q's just higher up. Okay, let's go look at the 4 hour. So we've taken the previous 4 hour low, which means we're more likely to be bearish. You can see the bearish volume picking up on the previous 4 hours. Still no volume showing yet on this current 4 hour. Still no volume, which makes sense because we hasn't been particularly that aggressive, right? So got a few hours left for it to build up. Have a look on MNQ. Bit more volume on MNQ. Sometimes shows a bit more. No, same thing. So nothing really on the 4 hour. Hourly currently flipping bullish. Yeah, and we've had bullish volume on the hourly, so you can see bullish volume. So might, and this is obviously since, so it might just push us up. Okay. So we're back to the 1 minute on NQ. Let me turn on the levels. So we got our 1 hour, our 4 hour. Right, we know we're inside our daily at the moment. I'll leave that off again. So previous level here. So this is a previous 4 hour, which is really important. Remember what we just went through about the rejection of the previous 4 hour? Right, so I'm just going to put them both on. I'm just going to have 2, and I'm going to extend it so you can see. Right, look. Look. Yeah? What did we do? We closed lower. We returned back to the previous 4 hour. Potential rejection, and then potentially returning back. So starting to play out nicely, and we're starting to see bearish volume as we're coming back up, starting to kick in a little bit more. And we got a new 1 hour. So if we can close below the 1 hour and see bearish volume come in, then maybe we can see that return to the 4 hour. But yeah, that's a perfect example of a potential trade. Now, obviously, the risk to reward's good on these trades, and the narrative's pretty good as well, really, in terms of how often you see it play out. We've got quite a wide 50. It's because of this correction, it's taking its time a little bit more. See if we can. So I think if you're ever in a point of uncertainty or you're not confident in the potential setup, then the easiest thing to do is just wait for your bearish volume to align. So for example, for us to go bullish, our bullish volume aligned, right? And gave us the trade. So if we're going to go bearish and come down, then same thing, bearish volume will align, and we can potentially get a trade down and just look for a little base hit on that. But with the 50 being quite wide, wondering whether we're just going to come up any higher. Still not much volume in this as well, which is what I don't like. Prefer there to be volume in the move. Wait, see. Anyone do anything exciting this weekend? You going out for Halloween? I got 4 kids, so I'll be definitely going out. The only thing is, where I live, I am tucked away, hidden, and the kids are always excited for people to come knocking on, but they never do because they can't find the house. Which has a miserable get. That's good for me. Had a cracking session yesterday. I don't know if you saw the trades at 9:30 yesterday. So where were we? Wednesday, Thursday. So why don't we just give that 5 minutes? So where did we start yesterday? Here. This is the first trade, and then second trade. Let me turn on the daily just so you can see the daily as well. That's important. So nice trade. Another nice trade. Plays out. Plays out. Plays out. Plays out. Plays out. No tagging. This was your first. Oh no, I think it did hit this one. Let's have a look. Pretty sure when you got in above, yeah, it just hit. Just hit. So it should be at least been a break even. But anyway, I don't mind if that one's a loss. That was a win. No tagging. That was a win. No tagging. That was a win. That was a win. That was a win. And then it went mega bullish, didn't it? So no tagging there. And then, is this where it went mental? So that one was a win. And then it went mental. Obviously, there's another buy signal. Not sure, obviously, you would have taken that. But either way, still plays out. Hit your first high probability. So it was a mega day yesterday. Really, really good day. Really good day. Solid on the system yesterday. And to be fair, I've had it's not been as, well, I suppose that's been pretty clean since 9:30. Yeah, I mean, obviously if we go from 9:30, you've got your win, no tagging, win. So another cracking day as well. It just doesn't look ready to come down yet. Doesn't look ready to come down. Trade played out. Previous hour low, and obviously into your golden pocket, golden zone. Would have been quick light, but I think even the second one comes down, re-hits it. See this area though, like look at it, we're this previous 4 hours, so rejection, 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 we get above, we hold it, rejection, rejection. So it's definitely an area that if you're trading down into, you really need to be careful, because you can see it's where price has held up before. I just think the last day of the month is just playing its little bit of part with gold. So looks like right now we're looking to close as a doji on the quarter, or close to a doji. Is it US daylight savings this Sunday? Ah, nice. Yeah, ours was last Sunday. So it's been an hour earlier for us, which actually has been really helpful. So, you know, in the US, guys, if you don't mind not putting your clocks back, that'd be great. Gives me more time. I know it's maybe a lot to ask just for me, but I'd be appreciative. Nothing to do, guys. Nothing to do. Sitting on your hands. Sitting on your hands. Do. Sitting on your hands. See this clean bearish volume? This is lovely. This is okay as well, but it's, see how the move down so much more aggressive compared to the Miranda on the way up. But okay, and I'd just be, see, we close above, right? So if we're closing above, we're expecting this to come back. That same narrative again, yeah? So we're expecting this to come back. Which obviously it was a lot more aggressive on the way down. But you can see there wasn't really an option to trade back bullish again until this point here. Right, where you start getting these golden candles and then bullish volume kicking in, and yeah. But it's that same narrative, right? Previous hour, new hour higher, which means we would expect any retracements to potentially boomerang back. So we get a new hour. Now it is lower, right? So we have stepped back down again, which just means a little bit more messing around, but still lower than still haven't closed lower again. If we come back down, and then we close lower again here, then we would expect CL to come a little bit more bearish. ES. So ES is looking more like it's it still looks like more of a correction for a continuation, but still we're looking like there's more bearish volume there. Yeah, a little bit more bearish volume on CL, on ES. Nothing really showing yet. We've got bullish volume aligning on our dots, but we're not seeing any volume increasing. And all that means is that if we don't see volume in the market on the bubbles, that very often the moves will be more heavy. And if you're getting in later, it means that there's less move potentially to get onto your target before it comes back. So you just need to be a little bit more careful, and probably keeping your stops below lows with that sort of price action is a better thing to do. Right, if we look at another period where there's been low volume, right? So although we're moving up in slower waves, right? Until volume increases, which just makes sense, right? More volume, more means the candle moves more. So, yeah. So back to the 4 hour. Let's see if we break through. So we've got this area here and then the Q again, right? So we've got this area as a level where we could reject from, and then the Q. So if we were to break above and hold, I'd expect the Q then to be our next level. We are 16 minutes in. So for this hour, if we take the previous hour high, which is here, then that still gives us more probability of this hour being bullish. And we've got 3 more minutes where most of the highs and lows are in, which means, again, more likely for this to be our low. I don't know if you can see my grey dots here. Like, look, we're making lower lows, lower highs, lower high. We come up, higher high, higher low, still a higher low. So I'd really like to see this not take this high if it's going to reverse, which it just hasn't yet. You can see it's a few ticks away. So if we're going to go bullish, I'd like that to be the... If we're going to go bearish, I'd like that to be the high. Come below the hour now. Let's see the 50s come closer. So if we were to break below the hour, we'd also go below the 50, which would be better. We'll see. Let's check the 5 minute. 5 minutes starting to go bullish in a line as well, though. So a little bit cleaner on the 5 minute with the volume, right? See, bullish volume, bullish volume, bullish volume. Nothing here yet. Nothing here yet. Yeah, and this is one of the things is kind of like, well, I have got an idea for a volatility index where you can get alerted when the volatility comes back in the market, or when it's growing. And for example, like here, it would be be letting you know kind of like low volume. So even here is not a low volume, right? Even though it's messy, there's a lot of volume on each candle. You can see volume, 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 right? And it's now that it's stopped off. So this is the point where actually the market's starting to slow down a bit before it potentially moves again. And if we look through pairs, we can see, is it happening across different pairs? Is there something that maybe's got a little bit more volume in it? So gold is still slowing down, but still a little bit better. I just don't like, we're just stuck in this range at the moment with gold, so I don't particularly want to trade it. ES. Got a buy signal, but not much volume. Obviously, we can hit that. I don't like trading this into the 4 hour, previous 4 hour, so it's not a trade that I would take. We've got this level here, right? Previous 4 hours still important. Previous hour, previous 4 hour, previous candle is still important. Let's see whether NQs. Here we go. So another nice tap of the 4. Bearish golden candle. We want to see this push through, and then we want to see bearish volume kick in. So get ready. Size of the candle's increasing. Come on. Still, at the moment, still in line with its price movement, right? So up, up. Could just be a another pushback down for another continuation on up. The only thing is the size is a little bit bigger, but we're still not seeing volume yet. Remember, volume, there is volume on the candle. It's just this is filtering out lower volume based on the market condition. So it's going back and looking at previous market conditions similar to this, and it's saying what was the volume during that time compared to the volume where it is now, and then if it's above average, the volume will show. So you can see at the moment the volume's just below average for this market condition, which is a very, very important feature because that increases win rate. Utilizing the volume in that way has a positive impact on the win rate. Because it ensures that we're trading when there's better volume in the market. Here we go. We just need bearish volume on this and a push down. I'd like to see this low go as well. Because what it would mean is structurally this is our high for the hour. Now I know we've got that sweep, but which I don't like as a counter stat, but because right now this has given us good probability of this hour closing bullish. If we then take this low, that then gives us a bearish stat that this is our high for the hour. Our current 4 hour is obviously more likely to be bullish, so I'm not expecting that we're going to come potentially and take these lows. This next 4 hour possible range now for the next till the end of this candle is from here to here, and maybe even just this 4 hour, right? So it's kind of more like that zone, right? So for us to confirm a change in the 4 hour, we'd want to see this logo. Otherwise, here's our range for this in 4 hour candle. So we can come all the way back, we can retest, we can come back out again. So there's plenty of room, but that's all that we're getting. So for the next 2.5 hours, that's my theory. And it might be nice, you could trade it down, then you could trade it back out. Need bearish volume, need bearish volume. So we've got our dots aligning. This is still a bit steep. I'd like this too, but then it can be steep and then reject off here and come back up. But it'd have to be fast, like without the made up sound. Oh, okay. So we're at that low, so if we come through now, I'm all right with that. 144. Volume's gone. Whee! There's TP on MNQ. Has hit target. That one's hit target. I'm just going to go break even on that trade. Lovely. I'm going to put one more. GG. GG indeed. Look here. Hello, you. Come on. All the way back. Come on. So, here's the trade. Right. Runner back to the 4. So first partial and then runner. Look at that. We stayed out of all of this. We waited for the narrative and then bang. Trade done. Volume kicking in every candle. Bearish, 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 bearish. This is what we want. It just depends on how confident you are. Like, I'm not particularly confident in this trade because of the way the volume's been low. So for me, it's like base hit, break even. Another way to do it is when you get a Heikin-Ashi candle like this, close below, right? Then you can go break even. So I do that a lot. I'll wait until we get a Heikin-Ashi close below, because then I don't really want to see the I was coming back through that high, right? So like there would be your first call to go break even. Because if we come back through, then bullish volume's kind of taken over again. And it doesn't mean that we can't get another entry, because we might just come back and retest the hour, which is fine. It just depends on what you're trading. When you're trading bigger trades, so if you were going to hold this longer, then you don't go break even as early, because it's more likely to have messing around, right? Because it doesn't always just go bang, right? It's more likely to have a little bit of messing around. So it's more likely to come down, retest, come back, and then swoop. High can actually close below your entry. So this line here is the entry, right? So if you look, that's the entry line. And you see the Heikin-Ashi candle. It took out the low of the previous one and closed below our entry. So that is a great point to go break even. Because now we don't want to see that stepping out. We can see bullish volume kicking in now. But either way, 1R, 1.5R on that trade. Perfect narrative being that we close lower. We've come back up, rejected from the 4 hour. We're expecting that we might come back. We don't need it to come all the way back, right? Literally. We only need to grab, like literally these trades here. This is all we need. But I'm just showing the kind of like, if I was going to leave a runner, this is where I leave a runner, right? And this is how I pick sort of runners, or where I'm going to take it to, or a previous low. But I literally, anytime I do, I take 80% of my profit off. So bullish volume, bullish golden candle. Not that any of us should be even worried, because there's TP1. So I quite like that low. Inside of here. There you go, and then you'd be break even for the rest of it. So that's 2 on the stream. And now we're out, right? Boom. %90 waiting, 10% action. So there was 10 points in the golden zone, which I always like to go for around 10 points when the volume's like where it is now. But it gave us 20 points. Yeah, retest. Looks like we're coming back down now. Getting a bearish golden candle. We haven't got any volume yet, but if this pushes down, we might get another bearish dot, and then we can take the golden candle as well. I need to leave that trade on. So yeah, we've got bullish volume, but we don't need that bearish volume back again. We don't necessarily want the largest, we don't want this to be massive, but we want to see it building. Because what trade we want is this. This was the expansion, so we were in before the expansion, right? And we want to get in before the expansion. So it looks like it's no trade. Looks like we might just take the high as well. Still need bearish volume. Remember, the 4 hour is where we're expecting it to. That's like where price could then, we're looking at where price could probably then stop. If we got bearish volume on this now, we could then look for a potential signal. But we'd need bearish volume. So 5 minute, it's coming under, but if it could just drop off, we'll get that bet. Then we could get that changeover. But it needs to hurry up. It might just do it in one big candle, come back, retest, and then fly off. 5 minutes still holding bearish volume, and we've got a 5 minute golden bearish golden candle here with a target at the low at 113. No bearish volume. Come on, baby. Talking to the indicator now. Something wrong with me. All right. All right. So this is the expansion, right? This is the expansion that I was talking about. This is what we want to trade. I am not going to take this trade. This is what I want to trade. That movement into the 4 hour is not the trade I want to take. All right. So no trade. So played out perfectly. I've been banging on about us returning off of this 4 hour and back to the 4 hour probably for the last hour. If you've been bored watching me, sorry. Now, we need to take this low to then to be confident of us continuing on bearish. Possible if we saw bullish volume step in now and it would step in heavy, then it may be a reversal. Remember, this is the potential range area. Until we take this low, we're expecting potential range. Okay? Five minute is coming down nicely. Right? The 5 minute golden candles hit its ideal target as well. Just align nicely with the 4 hour. Looks like it'll probably hit TP anyway. Get inside our golden zone. Again, still don't, even so, I still wouldn't recommend it. Ready? 15-second chart. Let's see what it's going to do. Oh, it was much nicer on the 15-second. We'd have had that. Phew. Yeah, it was up here though. But this golden candle would have been nice. Five-minute bearish volume kicking in. Could send us. And again, I'm not saying that we can't take this low. I'm saying until we take this low, I'm more bullish than I'm more that we maintain this sort of structure. Just in the way that the 10 a.m. candle forms mostly. That's all. So I don't like it in that we're below the daily and below the Q. So we're more bearish. So we've got counter, right? We've got a bearish daily candle that's pushing us down. An hourly bearish candle that's pushing us down. And a 4-hour candle that was bullish, right? Now, that 4-hour candle has retraced back up the previous 4-hour and then returned all the way down. So if we look at that in a candle form, right, on the 4-hour, this is what's happened. We've come all the way back up to our alpha zone, rejected from our alpha zone, and then flipped all the way back down. It's just, are we going to be able to come on through this low in this 4-hour? Or are we going to range like this? Okay? And that is my why I'm saying I want to see is if we're going to go, let's go. So still nice bearish volume, no bullish volume kicking in. Below the 4-hour now. We're below the 4-hour. Sell signal on the 5-minute. So if we go up to the 5-minute, we can see that the 5-minute traffic lights are aligning. Again, giving us a target of below this low. 5-minute is stepping down on the RSI. We can see the bearish volume quite high stepping in. For me, the trade was here, right? We had the trade played out nicely. I haven't got to try and risk for this trade. This was our nice trade, right? And you can see that trade, you know, in terms of stop loss, R-wise, narrative played out perfect. Okay, now we're seeing bullish volume kick in. Here we go. No, that does not mean we just go long. Five-minute is still nice and bearish. So we just got counter perspectives, right? The 1 minute's bouncing over in extremes. Okay, so still can, when we're like this, can get quite a strong push. 5 minutes looking really good. Look at the increased volume on the 5-minute, right? So if I go up, I'm on the 5-minute now. We can see the increasing of volume. However, no, I'm not on the 5-minute. This is the 1 minute. If we look at the 5-minute, we can see that volume increasing as we're coming down. So there's still 2 minutes left of this 5-minute candle. So higher time frame is pushing. And then just as we get that, we get a nice bearish volume kick in as well. So it looking like there is enough to send us through these lows, but we'll wait and see. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No one wants to get caught with that one, do they? And there's the bullish volume. This is what I was looking for in our 4-hour zone. Right, when we get back to our 4-hour zone, we were expecting bullish volume. Well, I was expecting bullish volume to kick in and send us back. See you later, alligator. Remember, we could play the ping pong. And this is the like, boom, TB hit, boom, return to the 1 hour. Like, this is the narrative of the alpha zones and the candle statistics. So powerful. So fucking powerful. It's the narrative of the alpha zones because it's you've got an indicator with price action. So you are reading candlesticks when everyone goes, yeah, but you know, I prefer to read candlesticks. I'm fucking reading candlesticks just on a higher time frame, knobhead. And that is the reality. We're using higher time frame candlesticks with candlestick statistics to give us the narrative of where the high probability of price movement could be. That's it. Doesn't have to. We just follow it and we wait for it to set up in line with that. That's it. Like, there's a ton of people aiming for this low because 10:30 closed below the 50%, right? Well, you should have been out here and not been greedy. Because this was fucking horrible. And it's done that. That volume, the way that it's kicked in, it did that yesterday as well. Like, really nasty volume kicking in randomly. Where was it? Yeah, like here, look. Was that FOMC? I can't remember. At the end of the day. Just went mad. Boom, boom. Yeah, look. Some of these. Look at that. Bang, bang. It has been weird price at the moment. There has been some weird volatility. Alright, we're coming back again. Let's see if we can break through now. Someone might win. So volume's massively increased. So we can see we've gone from little volume to now nearly every candle's got volume. So the market is trying to push in a direction. Again, we can push through. Until we do, we're not looking for shorts. It's looking good though. Fucking hell, got a 5-minute candle. Still larger bearish volume on that 5-minute. It's right at it. I don't want to see a take-in and then a return. If we're going to go through, we need to be like trading through. Not quite yet. So you could take this golden candle that if we're going to go through, we haven't got the 3 dots though. But in the narrative that we're so close to this level that if we push through, we'll probably take this level as well, right? With that bearish volume. So like at this point, like we're so close to that invalidation point that I don't mind those, because it's likely to go through, invalidate. This is our 4-hour high, and now actually we can go bearish. but I've seen this too many times as well, where it comes and then it doesn't want to take it. But so I'd rather. It looks like it's got to. Volume's just increasing. Come on, new 5-minute candle. Looks like it's going to push now. There you go. Okay, right. Now we can focus on being bearish. What we don't want, though, is to come back and close in the range. So we got a new 1 hour in 10 minutes. So what we want is the new 1 hour to open below the 4 hour, like about here. What I didn't want is that, a sweep of the low and then a return back inside. So we want the new 1 hour to open below the 4 hour to give us that step in, right? So 1 hour, we return, and then look, we close more bearish again to give us that potential continue on down. What we don't want is like this, and then that's just more like consolidation. So we're looking for our new 1 hour to close below. 5 minutes still stepping down. Horrible. Yeah. Basics are a lot more stressful, right? Because you're not focusing on your narrative of like this has to happen, right? In terms of and then waiting for those trades to play out and then price coming back on you, coming back on. So basics and having a higher win rate with prop firms makes more sense, right? So that's just how it is. However, when there's clear targets and everything's aligning, like I like to take profits and then I'll leave runners. Yeah. No 3 bearish dots though. But now we've taken it though, we could just reject now off this 4. We've still got 8 more minutes for the new hour. So, and the 5 minutes still bearish. You can see the 5 minute candles are still bearish and we're getting a sell signal on the 5 minute. So if we look at the 5 minute chart, yeah, we've still got bearish dots on the 5 minute, right? Look, nothing's changed. Bearish volume, sell signal. We just want to see this close further down. Want our new 1 hour down here. I did hear you shouting no 3 dots. Fucking hell, the heater. I did. If the new 1 hour closes back up inside of here, then shut the charts, I'll be done. If we come back down, we've still got more on the 5 minute. come back down, then might be able to squeeze one more trade. So I'm New York Open, so I had one trade to Asia, long trade here, short trade here. So since New York Open, I'm three trades up. We had 4 yesterday. It's looking better. There's bearish volume, golden candle. Should really be getting a sell signal on this as well. We're just looking for that one last dot to align. Remember, we got our 5-minute sell signal as well, which is here, and our 5-minute ideal target is at least to sort of the mid of this box. So there's our 5. We're just tapping through our 5 low. This is where that target is for the 5 here. Yay! GG! Right, here's our sell signal. We've got 35 seconds. We need to be careful this doesn't do the entire move. Nice rejection off the 4-hour once we came back in. Ten seconds. Might not get tagged in on this one. It might just come back the other way. Let's see. All aligned now? I don't think. Yeah, look, we probably just looks like we've come close in the middle. Let's see. So 36 to 28. We've got 2 more minutes until a new hour. A new hour was always a bit of a, like, need to be a little bit careful of, because what can happen with a new hour is we'll start the wick. So even though the direction of the new hour is down, we can potentially come up and then come back. So just need to be a little bit careful of the new 1 hour. But we are closing below, which looks, which I'm really, really pleased about. So the new 1 hour might just go. Let's see. Okay, I would be. Come on. I would be very careful now. I'll be break even. There's first target. And I'm just pushing for that 5 target, which is just about hit there now. So that's the rest of it. That's the rest of it. Hey! All right. GG. Cheers, Mr. Anthony. Thank you very much. So if you're new, give us a subscribe and I can see that pop up again. Well, now we've got it working. If you've enjoyed the stream today, give us a like. Appreciate it. Help us push out more awareness, right, of what we're doing, the system. We appreciate your support. And the only way we're going to do that is with you guys liking and sharing the stream and subscribing. And we'll keep on streaming. Well done, James. Well done, buddy. Today was a great example of patience, waiting it out, having the right narrative, right? Played beautifully. Played absolutely beautifully. And another successful day, right? Another successful day. Gold, gold. Again, I think gold just for the position of where it is on the monthly. So we went through this on the 12-hour. Our previous 3 month is here, right? So we've come right back down. So I think we're just closing out this position on gold. So we're sort of indecision, right? So this is where we started, and we're pretty much closing with a tail bar on the quarterly. So I just think we're just going to mess around here. Inside bar, no previous. I don't think we're taking any previous day high low, but yeah. If anything, more bearish at the moment now. Look, starting to drop down, but you can just see how we've just sat around this middle bit. And whenever you see this, this is chop. If that 50 is sitting in the middle, find something else. Go away from that pair. Step the fuck away. None of that on NQ. Moving beautifully. Moving beautifully. Okay. Nice. All right, guys. We're done. 4 wins for me since 9:30 open, but on the stream we took 3. 3 wins. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good weekend. Monday we go again. Appreciate your feedback. Appreciate your support as always, everyone. And do, if you can, if you haven't already, just give the stream a like before you go. Take care, everybody.